Welcome to Plymouth Ice Center. It's championship time at the 2021 CCX Media Turkey Trot Boys Hockey Tournament. Tonight it's a matchup for the title. A couple of Lake Conference teams, the Edina Hornets and the host Wayzata Trojans. Hi, I'm Jay Wilcox along with Dan Ficken, and boy, we had two very different games for these teams last night. Edina with a tremendous comeback to beat Maple Grove in OT. Wayzata, meanwhile, they scored a couple goals late in the second and then just held off Moorhead in the third for a 5-2 win. Both good wins in very different ways for these teams last night.
Yeah, totally. I mean, if I, as a coach, told you, guess what? I gave up 5 goals, 3 power play goals, had no power play goals of our own, what would you think? That I lost the game, and they didn't. Edina just kept pumping away. Took the last 6 minutes, put it away, and caught up. And the one thing about Edina, until the final clock goes off, you can't stop playing. You got to keep playing them.
I was joking with Kurt Giles, their head coach, that obviously it's not exactly the way you drew it up, but he said the best thing was that our kids didn't quit, and that's something you like to see early in the season from your team.
Well, and he really adjusted well, too, and they responded by changing a little bit of the strategy. Wayzata last night, they just came out and played their game. They got a goalie. Boy, I'll tell you what, that kid played a hell of a game last night, excuse me, folks. But he made the difference for them and allowed them to play their game and score their goals. Didn't play as well as they thought they would, but they won the game.
Let's look at key players to watch in tonight's contest. First of all, for the Hornets, A.J. Dahl, not bad when you start the season with a hat trick.
What a heck of a way to start the year, you know, and key goals, though, Jay. He got crucial goals at the big time and got the big one and got it going. That Jimmy Clark line, along with him, are just played tremendously well. One of the better lines in the state of Minnesota.
And for Wayzata, they have some young guys in their lineup at the forward spot, and one of those guys played pretty well, they thought, for the first night out. Reese Wallen had a key assist and did some good things.
He really did some good things off the puck, too. He back-checked well. He disrupted play. Did a nice job up and down. In fact, as one of the younger players, he kind of surprised some people because the vets were making some mistakes. So he stood up. If you can get something out of your young kids, your new and experienced ones, that builds for a really good team down the road.
Both teams, of course, want to win a championship. They want to really beat their rival, but I think coaches on both sides are also just looking for 3 good, consistent periods from their team.
Well, yeah, and the other part of this deal is that this is a rivalry. And I don't know, they could be playing in Saskatchewan. It doesn't matter. They are going to go after each other. I'm expecting huge intensity. First time they meet this year, this is going to be a fast, hard-charging, hard-hitting game by 2 hard-nosed hockey teams.
All right, the Turkey Trot title is on the line next year. Edina Wayzata renew their rivalry here on CCX.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
Wayzata back out on the ice here as we get set for the championship game of the Turkey Trot tournament here for 2021. Of course, we were without a tournament a year ago, and hockey wasn't started until about 6 weeks after this time last year, and obviously very happy to have it back. We had 2 tremendous semifinal games on Friday night, including a Maple Grove versus Edina to get things started out, and Edina struck very early in that one. And then Maple Grove kind of had command, and it really seemed like they were going to be able to put away a win. They were up 5-2 until fairly late in the game, and then Edina came storming back. They get 5-3, they get 5-4, they tie it up, and then end up winning it in OT. A stunner for Maple Grove, a thriller for Edina, and they were pumped up as they didn't take long into OT. And then it was next up, Moorhead and Wayzata, and the Spuds kind of had the better of things early on. A bad carom cost them there, and Wayzata tied it up, and Spuds going ahead 2-1, but Wayzata had a couple of goals about a minute apart later in the second, and then they played pretty well in the third, as Dan said in the pregame. Will Ingeman, the Trojans goaltender, was dynamite all night, getting a goal in tight here, and then they added an empty netter as well. Here's a look at the past champions. So none of the current players have been able to hoist the trophy here, as last time for Wayzata was 2015. Last time for Edina was 2017. And even though it's a really tough tournament, when it's your own tournament, when you're Wayzata, you're thinking, we want to win this one of these years, right?
Oh, yeah. Especially when you're playing against competition. I mean, especially with this late conference duel we got. They want to prove something right off the bat that, hey, Edina, we got your number right now. And Edina last night reminded everybody they're still Edina, even if they're kind of rebuilding, etc. So this should be an exciting hockey game.
We will take a quick timeout and we get set for puck drop here tonight. As we said, obviously these teams are going to meet again a few more times probably this season, but round one should be a great one tonight. Edina Wayzata for the Turkey Trot Championship here on CCX.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
Welcome back here to Plymouth Ice Center as we get set for championship game here of the Turkey Trot Tournament. A couple of teams that know each other very well and have had a very spirited rivalry. And there's a look at Robbie Klarkowski, who played last night in goal for the Hornets against Maple Grove, ended up getting the win. Obviously, he faced a bit of a barrage at times.
Yep. But
made some key stops as well. And at the other end, I don't really hesitate to say that Will Ingeman was the best player on the ice last night in that second game.
No question at all. Probably the best player in the tournament so far. It's that he really stood up well. The other thing I like about Wayzata is even scoring. They had 5 different people score their 5 goals last night. And Edina relied on their vets to step up to the plate, and they did the job.
And here we go as the puck drops, and Morgan sending it in deep here for Edina. And a quick turnover forced. Unable to get a shot away, though, was Riley Spindler, and it's played back into the Hornets zone. Wyatt Worst will track it down here for the Hornets. Chop back into the corner. Worst has to go back and get it again here. And he will flick one out. They're going to wave off icing there as Evan Johnson was just off the bench and trying to locate it. Now a little bit of a turnover there. Hornets trying to bring it out front. Interrupted, though, by Cashin Nave. Hop back to center. Streeter trying to tip it around the defenseman, but couldn't. Now picked up by John Matson. Slinging it across to Jake Matson, his younger brother, had a goal last night for the Trojans. Jake Matson getting a little bit of a screen from Streeter there. Now he'll relay it back behind the net. Nice stick to get that one by Dahl, though. And tapped ahead. It'll be chased down by Reese Gardner for the Trojans. John Matson took a check. Thrown to the line and then pushed back in by Trey Fetchko for Edina. Gardner, though, spinning out of there with it. Ran into traffic and it's a goal. Tucked away by Trey Fetchko as Gardner, I don't think, saw him there, and it turned into not only a turnover but a quick wraparound goal, and the Hornets are on the board early.
Well, Fetchko had an outstanding night last night, although he did not get on the scoreboard for a goal. He had 2 assists. He's a hard worker. He makes his teammates and his line mates play better, and he gets rewarded for a good tournament so far with the opening goal tonight to give the Hornets a 1-0 lead. And they came out with some fire in their britches. Boy, I'll tell you, they are playing hard right now.
Yeah, you get the feeling that they got the message, you know, we don't want to ease into this one. Let's be skating hard right from the opening shift. And I think last night there was no doubt in both games that although the teams played well right away, there was some nerves for sure on in both situations. And it's not because it's more because they wanted so badly to do well, I think, than anything. That sometimes you get away from your game a little bit or try to do a little too much.
It's interesting to note that there's at least 8 sophomores on this Edina team, and they're playing regularly, and they made some good plays last night, and they made some mistakes last night. And I'm sure there were some conversations about certain things, back checking, covering your man, giving up 5 goals is not an Edina tradition. They don't like that.
Out of the corner, Hornets trying to dig it out of there. Willie Johnson taken to the wall by Mason Osberg, and now it's picked up by Wallen. He'll flick it ahead, hopped over Alsted's stick, and back the other way comes Wyatt Wurst. Mason Morey controlling here for the Trojans. That one gets away, and now the race is on. Wallen trying to get around Eddie Revenig. Push back behind. Wallen up with it, floating it out front, but it went too high and intercepted there. Willie Johnson giving it up now to Vandervoort. At Vandervoort takes a check as he got the puck in deep. Hornets were changing behind him. Pop back out to center and relayed back. So Trojans will have to regroup here as they go D to D. Got that one through to Streeter up the left wing, but knocked loose and controlled for the Hornets by Caden Fritz. Fritz leaving it behind the net there for Caden Morgan. Now pops loose at center. Chance for a 2-on-1, or a mini 2-on-1 anyway. Puck gets away. Turnaround try though, and a stick save by Ingeman there. Now picked up again in the high slot and zipped over the net by Fritz. Comes out front. Drew Streeter there though to pick it off for Wayzata. Gets it away to John Matson. Matson trying to get around the edge. Took a check from Morgan. Streeter goes down hard in the corner, but they get it back to the point to Nave. Throws it at the net, but blocked away there by Matt Mullman. Push back into the Edina zone where Morgan gains control as Wayzata changing up here. Mullman will rush it up ice now for the Hornets. Throwing it into the corner. Comes back on a long bank out, and that one stayed on side, brought back in, and covering it up there is Ingeman as he'll put the catching glove over it. 12:52 to go here in the first. Edina leading it 1-0 on a goal from Trey Fetchko.
Ingeman's already made a really nice save on that one shot there coming across to his right, got his pad down on it, but Edina, we kind of think of them as, pretty and setting up great goals and all that, but boy, they're just throwing that puck in front of the net and going to battle and winning the battles in front, which won them the game last night.
Dexheimer playing it ahead. Just knocked away there as John Halverson was trying to get a jump on it. Thrown back into the Wayzata zone here. Morey back to pick it up. Got that one deflected as he tried to play it across to Osberg. In behind the net. It's going to be a penalty against Sauer of Wayzata. And now it'll be whistled down. Going to be a cross check. And so Edina will get the first power play of the game as junior Kaysen Sauer will go for a cross check.
Well, you can see it right here. He got him right in there, and then boom, the extra hit into the boards. They don't like that. He's lucky he didn't get a 5-minute on that, really. I don't think there's any targeting or hit from behind, but I'll tell you what, the Edina's out here flying, and Wayzata is on their heels.
Into the slot, and Streeter will slide it down the rink here for the Trojans. So a key early kill for Wayzata as Edina's really come out strong in this one. Officially only 2 shots on goal, but they've been pretty much in control in the early going here. Here's Clark going to the outside. Wraparound try there. Whoa, that one came close to getting over the goal line. And then they're tangled up in behind and getting after it pretty good. See if there'll be penalties out of this as Evan Johnson for Wayzata got all locked up there with Dahl.
Nice play by Dahl there, boy. He almost snuck that bad boy in there. Or that
Clark,
one,
actually,
it's Clark, yeah. You didn't think we locked each other, did you? My gosh. Yeah, good call. Both are going in.
Both 22s will sit. And they just got tangled up, and it's one of those situations where neither guy's going to let go. And that ends up in penalties on both, and I think rightly so. And there was, no clear instigator of that. They were both just going after it. So we stay 5-on-4. Of course, for the Hornets here, got about 1:20 to go in their power play, already leading it 1-0. Taken away there. Wallen tried to drag it across, but never made it there. Dexheimer stayed right with it. And then it's thrown out of play there by Justin Lesser for Wayzata. As you could look there at Kurt Childs, the Hornets head coach. And we were both interested to hear what he would have to say about last night's game. He's never a guy who gets all excited about any early wins and everything, but he did, that was the main thing he did mention. It was good to see that the guys didn't give up on things when they were trailing. They didn't hang their heads. They kept playing. He said the biggest thing we want, though, is more consistency. We need to have 3 good periods. I mean, sure, that's kind of asking a lot on the first or second game of the season, but that's what you strive for anyway.
Yeah. I think he was taken aback by how badly it was going, actually, and he very calmly coached them back into the situation and did a great job. His big word was stop watching the puck, and they stopped watching the puck.
And at the same time, he admitted that Maple Grove is probably one of the more skilled teams they're going to play all season, too. So at times, you're never accepting of turnovers or mistakes or things like that, but you kind of understand that the other team's pretty good out there, too.
Yep, they do have something to say about it, no question about it. I got to kick it. We highlighted Wallen. Now you saw why Wallen got the speak he did in the pregame because of what he did here. He almost had himself a breakaway for the Trojans.
I think it's kind of been good for them for this penalty kill to have a few whistles along the way. It kind of chops it into pieces so Edina can't get a real flow going on their power play unit. And that one will trickle out past Revening there. Worst back to play it for the Hornets. Onto the tape there of Halverson. Halverson up the left side, and Gardner stood his ground, but he couldn't get it out. Osberg in behind. And that one deflected, kind of a blind turnaround there by Jake Matson, but he got it out. Now Jimmy Clark. And runs into a solid play by Jake Matson there. Clark about as dangerous as anybody in this tournament, and probably one of the more slick forwards around the Twin Cities. At that time, Jake Matson got the better of him.
Clark had 2 goals and 2 assists last night. He's definitely got some skills, and he's the guy who kind of stirs the drink there for the Hornets. And a nice play by Jake Matson there. He just took him right off the puck, didn't even hesitate.
Penalty is over, by the way, so Trojans back to 5 skaters here. In behind the net, they force a turnover, thrown out front. It was off the skate of the defenseman Mullman. And then Lesser kept it in. Bounces it over now. Max McCollum's picking it up. They try to work from down low, wrap around there, and holding his ground was Klarkowski. Can't quite get it out. Now they do on the second try, floating it ahead. And that's going to be stopped. Ooh, and Lesser then
he's going to go.
Yeah,
he should go.
That's got to be a penalty there as he knocks Spindler down. Pretty unnecessarily, I thought, too.
Totally.
And at least so far, they're letting him just head to the bench.
That's as close to the definition of a roughing call as I could make.
Does not look like there'll be a penalty out of it, though. Now, Edina's saying, look, we held our ground and didn't retaliate, and then you still don't give them a penalty. That doesn't encourage them to turn the other cheek next time around, does it?
No. I also noticed that Coach Giles pulled his mask down so he could see the smile on his face. The ref could. And Pat O'Leary's going, thank you. Thank you.
I think they
got away with one.
No, wait a minute. Now it looks like they did get a penalty after all.
All right.
And the call, though, went against Cash and Nave instead. I don't quite get that one, but Nave is in the box. So Nave ends up getting the penalty. It seemingly should have been on Lesser, but so Edina right back to the power play.
It's the old adage you tell your kids, if you keep playing with matches, you're going to start a fire. And Wayzata has certainly done that so far. You've given Edina too many chances on the power play here. They're going to burn you.
Tried to get it out front there, but that was blocked. And now chopped loose. Ooh, Matson hit his teammate Streeter with it on the way out, but they still get it out of there. Streeter pushes it into the Hornets zone. And now Edina with Trey Fetchko getting this power play going. Carries it up the middle, stays with it, shooting. It bounces up in the air and in behind the net. And trickles back to the line. They'll relay it down deep here and try and go forecheck. Trying to chop it out, but couldn't do so. Kept alive there by Worst. Now into the slot, and that one just wide off the stick of Fetchko. Morgan firing and into the catching glove there of Will Ingeman. 34 to go in the power play here. And 8:07 to go in this first period. Edina has pretty much had it their way so far, leading it by a score of 1-0, and a couple of power plays have kind of helped them, even though their goal was not a power play goal. Obviously, you're getting a lot of zone time with that power play.
One thing I like that the Trojans are doing, they are taking the body, though. That was Maple Grove's fatal mistake last night. They stopped taking the body and started watching the puck. And that cost them the game last night. Wayzata's not falling into that trap.
Time for one more opportunity, perhaps. No, maybe not. Going to be cleared on out of there. Whitliff back to get it for the Hornets as he took a check from Luke Miller. Couple seconds in the man advantage. Floated toward the corner. Lesser trying to hammer it out. Whitliff across, and coming just off the bench there was Cool to help break that one up. Cool gets it to the Edina line and then blocked that next pass attempt. Hornets with a nice breakout there. However, ran into Jake Matson at center ice.
Well, Matson and Wallen, Jerry, are really showing some grit and gripe here for the Trojans.
Yeah, not playing like sophomores.
No.
Under 7 minutes to go now in the first. Edina leading it 1-0 here. The 2021 Turkey Trot Boys Hockey Championship here on CCX Sports. Another great crowd here tonight. Here's Jake Matson. They were offside anyway, and Wyatt Worst also blocking that shot attempt. You get a look at some of the bleachers, pretty darn full.
This is great. I love it. I just love it, man. It tells you how much people missed hockey during that COVID year. What a mess. It's fun to be in a buzzing arena.
Hornets able to control the draw and quickly around. They work it up their left side. Sexton sending it to the corner. Trojans dig it out of there now as Evan Johnson got rid of it as he took a hit. Hopped over the stick there of McCollins, tracked down there by Worst. All alone for the moment there is Fritz. And they're changing up. Trojans come back with it the other way. Boy, there's not a lot of time and space here. There's a hit thrown just as that pass. It's going to be probably an interference as we'll get a whistle and first power play. Yep, interference. First power play for the Trojans as Revenant coming up with a hit just a little bit too long after the puck was gone there as he took out Sauer.
I just got to tell you, this is my own personal opinion. I don't like that penalty call. I think, once the guy, he's the last guy to touch the puck, he has momentum, you should be able to hit him.
I don't disagree at all there, Dan. I was kind of thinking that the first time, but I thought I'm going to take another look, and I agree. It felt to me that it was close enough that it was still kind of in the act of sending it up ice. I didn't feel like that was anything out of the ordinary.
No.
But it was close, and like you said last night, officials have generally done a pretty nice job here, and we're thankful that we have officials. I mean, obviously some of the sports in the fall with COVID and with everything that's been going on all around, finding enough officials in all the sports has been an issue. So we are very thankful for the guys in the stripes here that are working these games. Doesn't mean you're always going to agree with every call. I'm not saying that, but
well, you and I both agree they've done a very good job in this tournament. This game might be the challenge over a refereeing crew.
That shot deflected up and out of play as Caden Morgan getting his stick to that one. So a draw coming up in the Edina zone here. 5:01 to go in this first period, and Pat O'Leary's team trailing at 1-0.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is just, I think Coach O'Leary and Coach Giles, this is perfect for them. This is exactly the way they wanted this tournament to end up for them.
There's a shot that slips through. And I've talked to them in past years. You know, you often will find in various sports teams that kind of say, well, we're already going to play Edina at least twice and maybe a third time in the playoffs. Do we really want to play them again here in the tournament early? But neither of them seems to mind that. They're like, no, it's another good team. Edina enjoys coming here. Wayzata enjoys having them. Why not? Reese Wallen carrying it up the left side here, firing, and into the catching glove there of Klarkowski, who hasn't really had much work to speak of here in the early going.
He's looked good, though. I'll tell you, he needs to have a rebound game. I'm not going to try and criticize the young man too tough, but he didn't play very well last night. He gave up 5 goals. He needs to step up. They're going to need him this year, especially with all the youth they have on this Edina team.
Morgan sending it around. Ooh, kept it in barely by Johnson, and then got out of play. So 15 seconds remaining in the power play for the Trojans.
You know, out of the 3 games we've done so far, this one's got the complete package of not only speed, skill, but also physical and body play, and clean play, you know, with the exception of that one hit we thought was not good. But
Nave missed the net there. It bounces all the way back out. Johnson sending it ahead to Streeter, and he gives it to Jake Matson. He'll throw it in. Penalty is over. Edina back to full strength. And there's an opportunity. John Matson, and we get a whistle to stop play here. It ends up in the net eventually. Oh, boy. Worst with a cross-check into Streeter's back because he put the puck in the net after the whistle, and I got to believe we'll see penalties out of that. This is going to be a little interesting. We might have
one from each team, I think.
Yeah, I don't know. To me, Worst has got to get an extra penalty.
I would think so, Jay. I agree 100% with you.
See how this winds up. John Matson, it looks like maybe is going to go for Wayzata, but Worst coming in with the... I can see a little bit why he was upset, but boy, that was kind of a blind shot in the back there, too.
It would almost seem that might be a good for a double minor on Edina because that was a dangerous shot. I agree with the unsportsmanlike call for the putting the puck in the empty net after the whistle. I think that was a good call, but that hit, that might get a double minor or maybe even a 5-minute. Oh, yeah, they got 2 guys in the box.
Yeah, Dahl is accompanying Worst into the box, so I think we are going to have the extra penalty going to Edina. And Pat O'Leary saying, you know, why isn't that 5? I think was, if I could read his lips there.
I got to agree with Pat. I think Coach O'Leary's right there. That was a dangerous shot. I think Pat agrees with me. That look in his eyes was just like, okay.
So it will end up as a power play for Wayzata as they got an extra penalty going up for the Hornets. Probably a double minor at worst, I think.
Yeah, I think that's what they call it. Okay, well, that's good. I think that's fair. That'll work.
Yeah, I agree. I think that was handled correctly there.
Oh. Well, this is one thing the Trojans haven't had in this tournament so far is a power play goal. This would be a good opportunity to get that operating and finding a hole and getting this game tied up.
So the way they announced it actually is Dahl did get a penalty of his own, a coincidental with John Matson, and then the first one was on worst. So he did not get a double minor, but it's the extra penalty.
Right.
So same effect, I guess, overall. Back out to Gardner at the point. Lesser throwing that one on net, and Klarkowski closes the door.
Nice play all around. Klarkowski again proving if you're going to shoot it out there and I can see it, it ain't going in, man. So you're going to have to get somebody in front of him to get a little dirty here. You can see Jason Sauer out front. He was a little too far out front. He should have been a little tighter.
Miller spinning and goes back to Nave. Nave got a shot through, and Klarkowski to stop, and then Klarkowski a little jab to Streeter. And we're going to have another penalty called here, looks like. I think it's going to be on the goaltender.
Yeah.
Klarkowski just kind of gave a little punch to Streeter. And yeah, they're opening the Edina gate, so there'll be 2 in short here.
There's 2 things you never wanted from a goalie. Getting hit behind your legs with their stick, which you do to your own defenseman sometimes, and getting that blocker squared up on your face. Not a fun thing, even with a mask.
Sexton will serve it. So a 5-on-3 watch. She makes the catch and glove save there, and then whoop, pops him in the face.
Not a smart play.
No, and I mean, Streeter was right out front, but it didn't look like he did anything much to warrant that at all either. But boy, kind of a testy start to this one. Not that we're super duper surprised here, but penalties are going to play a factor in this one the way it looks. Clark with a nice interception and throws it all the way down the rink.
Couldn't have drawn that up any better on the board. Throughout this tournament, I've been very, very impressed with Clark. He is really a player, boy, I'll tell you.
Knocked away from Nave. Recovered and thrown out by Caden Morgan. Wayzata not doing a great job of keeping the puck spaced out. On a 5-on-3, you shouldn't have too much trouble getting it into the offensive zone. This time they'll get it set up. Lesser at the point. Working left side with it there, Evan Johnson. Now Lesser. Here's Nave walking in, fires. Ooh, and a blocker save by Klarkowski there. And here comes Nave again. This time he'll drop the pass off, but into the skates of Johnson. Johnson into the circle, looking for an opportunity here. Turns, fires. Klarkowski the save. Rebound laying loose. Follow-up try there was blocked. First penalty is over. It's 5-on-4. And now the Hornets able to clear it. Engelman will stop it there for Nave. Pops loose. Here's Gardner. Missed Streeter with that one. It's going to be icing against the Trojans. They were caught up changing there, and the play came right at their bench, and that kind of mucked everything up. They were fortunate that the guy off the bench didn't play that one.
Yeah.
They were one guy leaving, one guy coming. We heard an Edina fan asking for too many men, and I think it might have been warranted if he had actually played that one, but minute 20 to go here in the first. Edina leading it 1-0. They're shorthanded though, and killed off the first part of this, what was a 5-on-3 for a stretch. Wallen getting ahead of steam here for the Trojans. Wallen goes to the net. Oh, a great stop, but the rebound is in. Wallen driving hard to the net. He was denied, but he gets a little help from his friend there following it up as Britton Alstead will get his second of the tournament and second of the year on the rebound.
Not bad for a sophomore. It's a good tournament here for Mr. Alstead, but the play was made by Wallen. I mean, watch this. He's moving. Look at that move right there. Gets in tight, and he gets it on net. Oh, rebound comes out. Shot, rebound, score. That's why he hit the net, folks.
Wallen will get the lone assist on the goal by Alstead, who said second of the season, second of the tournament, of course, as last night was the opener for both. Well, that kind of shows you right there that, you got to play physical but keep your cool as a penalty leads to a goal there. And I think both teams, that doesn't mean I'm not expecting we'll see any more penalties the rest of the night or anything, Dan, but I mean, you kind of got to pick your spots and do it in a little more subtle fashion. Because a couple of those penalties were like anybody at any spot in the arena could have called them. They were so obvious.
Get control of your emotions. Play the game. Be tough, but play the game.
Push back behind the Edina net. Down to 10 seconds to go in the period. Trojans have tied it up. John Matson floating it for Streeter, but nice play to knock it loose. And a centering pass again knocked away by Dexheimer as he made two nice plays in a row. So the first period comes to an end. Like, whoo! A lot going on in that first period. Each team winding up with one goal. The penalty list was a lengthy one as it was physical and at times a little chippy for sure. But we end up tied up at a goal apiece after the opening period here, Dan.
Really good pace, too. I mean, this period went by fast. I mean, with the intensity and the speed in comparison to the first game today, this is not even close. These two teams really came out after it. We're going to have a really good hockey game here for the next two periods.
Take a quick timeout here. We'll hear from the coaches in the intermissions. John Jacobson will join us ringside. 1-1, Edina Wayzata after one.
Hockey game after one period of the championship game of the Turkey Trot tournament. Edina and Wayzata all locked up here at the Plymouth Ice Center. Joined now by Kurt Giles, head coach of Edina. And Kurt, pretty physical for game two of the season, pretty intense.
Oh yeah, you expect that out of both teams. I mean, they know each other very well. Both really good hockey teams, and they're playing hard.
How much fun is it for the boys to be playing in front of a full house like this? They didn't get that last year.
Yeah, this is the best. This is what high school hockey's all about. You get a chance. Pat puts on a great tournament out here, brings all good teams in here, so get great fans here. So it's a great opportunity for our kids to play in front of people.
I know it's only the first game of the year, but how much did the boys enjoy that first win last night, rallying from 3 goals down to come back and win in overtime?
Yeah, you play against a good team like Maple Grove, and they hung in there. Had a kind of a rough second period, but they hung in there. They competed, and they ended up with the win.
1-1 after one here. What do you want to see from your team and the rest of the way?
likes a little more discipline. You know, we don't spend too much time in the penalty box. He's got a good power play. They got good players. So we got to get back on our defensive side, make good plays, make good decisions.
Thanks for your time. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
For Giles, head coach of the Edina Hornets. 1-1, Edina and Wayzata tied up after a period. We'll take a break. Come back with more of our first intermission from the Plymouth Ice Center after this.
CCX Media is the first place you go for local news and sports. But did you know you can sign up for those stories to go straight to your inbox on our website? Simply go to ccxmedia.org. Click on the subscribe button, and from there choose which notifications you want to receive. Then we'll send your favorite CCX Media news, sports, and city events straight to your inbox. Sign up now at ccxmedia.org.
Welcome back to the Turkey Trot Boys Hockey Tournament. Wayzata and Edina all tied up and won in the championship game after one period of play. John Jacobson back with you here at the pick with Megan Potter. She's the activities director at Wayzata High School. And Megan, first of all, thanks for joining us tonight. You've had a chance to be on the job now for a few months, went through your first fall season. How has it gone?
You know, I think it's gone even better than expected. Our teams did great. We had 6 out of our 8 team sports make it to state. Our tennis sent individuals to state, and our boys soccer lost a heartbreaker in the semis, but they were successful too. And so just to start off with a bang like that, I'm really proud of our athletes and our coaches.
How much fun is it to be in a school where you've got teams that are competing in a lot of sports for championships, both individual and team?
It's awesome. It's really undescribable when you have that many kids being as successful as they are on and off the field. They're smart in the classroom, and then they go out and you get to watch them excel in that sport that they love. You really can't have a better job or be at a better school.
We hear a lot, especially this year, of transportation issues, both for schooling and for extracurricular activities. Have you had much of that at Wayzata, and if so, how do you deal with it, specifically as regards to activities and getting kids to and from games?
We've been fortunate. So Wayzata didn't have that many issues this fall. We had a couple instances where the bus company had to come back and pick up teams and adjust a little bit, but I have to give a shout out to our bus company because they are phenomenal in helping us with all the kinks and working everything out so that we could get to where we needed to go.
Winter season in a school this large, you've got activities, as many activities as possible that a school can offer in high school. How has that gone as you get into practice and now the start of seasons for teams?
Well, we're off and running again. It's like fall ended and winter started without skipping a beat. And it's just really nice to see people back in the stands. This place is packed tonight and it's a great game. So I just hope that continues throughout the whole winter season where our students can perform in front of all the people and just enjoy again doing what they love to do.
I know you were up at Hibbing last year and before that, but is it a lot of fun for you as a parent and an employee to watch students back in the crowd that you didn't get to see last year at all anywhere?
It 100% is, yes. I think everyone, after what we went through last year, to see people here, to see them cheering, participating, and just being able to support all of our student athletes and our teams, it's awesome. And we just ask that they continue to support us through the rest of the season, and we hope to, go long and far into the off season.
I know you've been here the last 2 nights. How much have you enjoyed watching the boys and just the atmosphere here at the Pick? It's
great. It's great to watch. Fast hockey, good hockey. They're playing their hearts out right now. So I hope it continues, and I hope we get out of here with a W.
Thanks for your time, and good luck the rest of the school year at Wayzata.
Thank you.
Megan Potter, new activities director at Wayzata. Maybe not new now, been on the job for a few months, but gotten through the fall season, had some state champions, individual champions for the Trojans as well in that fall season. We're in winter season now, and we're after one period in the Turkey Trot Championship game. Wayzata and Edina all tied at 1.
Welcome back here to Plymouth Ice Center. 1-1 our score. Edina and Wayzata here after one period, as we'll take a look at highlights from that opening period of play. Started out with an early goal for the Hornets as a turnover force behind the net, and Trey Fetchko able to tuck that one away. As you see, he's able to sneak that one past before Ingeman could get over and cover. And that was just a minute 26 in. But then a big stave there by Ingeman on Clark. Wayzata generating a little bit of chances out front here as well. Throwing some pucks on net. Nice little move there by Wallen. Denied, but then the rebound, as Dan said, he got it on net and allowed a rebound, and Britton Alstead scored on a power play. The minute 3 to go in the period. You see a slight edge in shots for Wayzata, scoring chances slightly favoring the Hornets. Penalties a pretty big number there in that first period, a total of 9, and 1 power play goal for the Trojans. We'll take a break, come back with period number 2 here. It's Turkey Trot Hockey, tied up at 1.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
Welcome back. There's the goal scorer for Wayzata, Britton Alstead, scoring on a rebound on a power play late in that first period as the Trojans battle back to tie it up after Edina had come out pretty strong in the early going there. And at least hearing it from one side, Coach Giles, as you look at Fetchko there too, he didn't seem too concerned about the penalties. He's kind of an old-time, he was a defenseman in the NHL, and I don't think he minds a little mixing it up and protecting your goaltender and all that.
Well, yeah, playing against Wayzata too, they're going to come after you. You got to let them know that, we'll take so much, but we're going to give some back to you, and you need to do that to get respect. And Coach Giles, for his size, was a pretty tough customer in the NHL. You didn't mess with him too much.
So we get set for period number 2 here, and facing off Caden Fritz against Reese Wallen. We are 5 skaters aside, which wasn't the case for pretty good chunks of that first period. Wallen will backhand it into the Edina zone, and we go to period 2. Flip back out to center. Evan Johnson knocked down there, and here's a chance for the Hornets. Oh, a nice recovery by Reese Gardner to chop that one away. And then it's knocked loose out front, however, and picked up by Alstead. Floating it, knocked out of midair, though, and the Hornets trying to quickly counter. Spindler.
Nice play by Caden Morgan there, the Hornets D that knocked that thing down and got it out of the danger area.
Rink-wide pass misfired. Wall unable to knock it back into the Edina zone here as they regroup. Clark took that pass but ran into Nave, who turns and throws it back into the corner. Tip to the line, but they don't get it out, and there's a glove catch by Klarkowski, and he will hang on. And he was one of those penalized in that first period as he made a save and then conked Streeter in the chops with his glove and called for a penalty as well.
Boy, how big is that young man? He's well over 6 foot. I don't know why I didn't notice that before, but he got into it too, and that's good. I like a goalie with a little intensity.
Well, and I agree completely, but at the same time I said a little subtlety. There was no, there was almost there's no way to avoid giving him a penalty when he did what he did.
Well, instead of the full roundhouse, let's just do a jab.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or maybe a little end of your stick nudge kind of thing too. Flip back out to center. Clark knocks it down to himself, trying to center it here. Nave stayed with him. And kick loose. John Matson gaining control over to Jake Matson. kicks it to his stick there and took a check for his efforts. Now Worst. Up the middle they come. Clark sliding it across. Great passing here. Oh, and it's tipped in the air. And Ingeman had to scramble back into his net. They never got it on net. Great setup, though, by Edina. Great vision. Ooh, that one snuck through. Revening just missed wide. Then it comes out front, and Clark scores.
Oh, my gosh.
Good work behind the net. Maybe a fluky bounce a little bit, but Fetchko knocked it loose, and Clark was right there to just tap it in. Really no chance for Ingeman on that one.
Well, that's the end in the corner where they got the quirky boards. Looks like a bounce of rub, but Jimmy Clark goes all alone in front. And when you give him a puck in front all alone, this is generally what happens. Bad news for the other team.
And yeah, you might say a little fortunate bounce here, but at the same time, right place at the right time.
Oh, that wasn't a fortunate bounce. That was an excellent forecheck.
Yeah, Fetchko got there and got his stick on it. Yeah, again, it's not always going to bounce right to your guy like that, but the work was done by him to get there quickly and close and get his stick on it for sure.
Well, Fetchko showed he's a hard worker. He makes a lot of things happen, even when he's not scoring. He makes the other players better and stuff. I'd have him on any team I coach.
And that's an effort play.
Yeah.
To get there like that, to skate hard and think, you know, there's a chance I might be able to free this puck up.
What do they say about good luck? It's made, not given.
Dumped in deep into the Edina zone here. Worst back to play it as he takes a check from McCollins. Kept alive along the wall there, and Punzenberger battled through a check. They'll play it down deep. Wallen up with it. Now a shot from a shallow angle off the leg pad there. And then they try again looking for a tip, but couldn't quite get it there. And the Hornets, feeling the pressure a little bit, end up dumping it down the rink. We'll get an icing call here. 13:47 to go in the second. Edina leading it by a score of 2-1 as they've scored in the first 2 minutes of each of the first two periods here. As Jimmy Clark getting this one. Watch the great hustle by Fetchko. Goes actually off his skate and then right out front to Clark, and he is right there to tap it in. Didn't concede that pass. He just jumped in and worked hard, and again Clark cruising down the slide. Yeah. If you're going to be there anyway, you might as well be in prime goal scoring territory and be ready, and just in case something exactly like that happens.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of forwards will go off to the side or behind the net, and don't stay in front. That's where you're going to score from.
Try to put it out front here, redirected though by Wallen, and here come the Trojans back the other way. Knocked away. Check thrown there by Halverson. Not a game for the faint of heart. If you're wondering if hitting is still a part of high school hockey, Exhibit A out here tonight.
This isn't hockey, Jay. It's hockey. I like it. Well, the other thing, too, is you're looking at two skilled teams, too. They're hitting each other, but they can play hockey, period, without the hitting if they needed to.
Carried in, Wallen. Oh, and it snuck away there from Miller. Now tossed in behind. Hornets will get to it. They step up there by Streeter, but then lifted back out. Nave trying to play a bouncing puck there. Ooh, a nice little pass. John Madsen, a good reception. Puts it over for Streeter. Back to Madsen. Oh, my
gosh.
Unbelievable setup, but Clarkowski will win the battle there. Tic-tac-toe. Started with Madsen using his butt and his hips to shield off the defenseman when he received this. And then watch this nice passing play back. Oh, and he just got the stick down. I think that's probably a goal 9 times out of 10, but that was the 10th time.
Yeah.
Clarkowski making them. You mentioned just a little bit ago how big he is, what a long reach he has back with that goal stick. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, but he needs one of those games. Not only where he makes the saves he's supposed to, he's going to make 3 or 4 that he probably shouldn't. It's a boost to his confidence, and he's looking at him like, I'm the man now, I'm the man. And goalie's got to play with confidence. They can't be down on themselves.
Wayzata thinking we had probably our nicest setup so far of the tournament, and that one doesn't go in, but that's hockey. Goaltender won that one.
Yep. I love the way Edina today has opened up each period, just being aggressive and going after it.
Shot on net there, and this time much calmer activity after the whistle there as they kind of gently shield them out of the way. Sometimes you get really jacked up. You're thinking about the game all day long, and some of those early shifts have a little extra momentum and intensity, and sometimes leads to penalties, I think, too. And again, not that I expect we're going to see less intensity or anything, but we might see things toned down a little bit in terms of after the whistle stuff. Maybe not.
Yeah, I hear you. I wonder if Coach Giles played the tape of last night's game for the kids, with the exception of the last 6 minutes. Because, boy, this is a whole new hockey team tonight. I'm really impressed with the way they've come back.
Face-off outside the blue line here. 11:42 to go in period 2, and the Hornets of Edina leading it 2-1. Push back into the Edina zone. Knocked away from Clark. Dexheimer slinging it ahead. It got by Fetchko. Heading out to McCollins, and he scores! Oh my
gosh.
Long distance. Just kind of threw it at the net, and boy, Klarkowski would like to have that one to do again.
Yeah, all of a sudden, I'm not the man now. My gosh, what a reverse. They made a great save. And then he lets this one slip by. Now, let's see the shot again. Let's see if it was as good a cannon as we think it was. But what a shot.
McCollins taking a good little friendly beating from his teammates here as he just gets over the line, tees it up, and yeah, Klarkowski I don't think was expecting shot there. No doubt it was a good shot and all that, but obviously one that a goalie at this level more often than not is going to have.
It was a rising shot, and it hit the top of his bottom blade and deflected high up into the corner behind him. So kind of a misposition of the stick, so to speak, when the shot came through.
And a chance for a 2-on-1. Here comes Wallen. Wallen firing, and this time Klarkowski making the stop as it hits the script Edina on his chest there. So, as Dan said a few moments ago, Klarkowski stopped when they had no business stopping, and then he gives up a kind of a soft one, but comes back with a nice save here on the 2-on-1.
He doesn't have to get too far out of the crease there either. He's big. He covers a lot of ground just sitting there, so he can get away with staying inside the crease a little bit more than other goalies.
And there's pluses and minuses with being a real tall goalie. It looks like there's nowhere to shoot at, which is a very good thing, but then sometimes, you know, the quickness side to side can be an issue for a guy that's as big as him too.
Well, even too, going into the upper corners, a guy that size usually won't lift his shoulders up. He figures he's high enough to block it. And you get some shots like we've seen in this tournament that go up into that short space.
Here's Ingerman at the other end, who obviously is a much smaller goaltender and probably a little bit better skater, but there's no one path to being a good. Yeah, I don't know why that one wasn't called.
Wow. I'm sorry, Jay.
Now looking to go Spring Streeter, but that one intercepted, and the Hornets looking, it's offside. But yeah, there's no set size and shape to be a good goaltender, I would say.
Nope, not at all. Well, the way this game is going back and forth, you know, it just again proves my point. If you're going to take a shot, hit the net with it. You never know what's going to happen. All of a sudden, bang, it's in the net. And both these guys are being challenged.
Off the face-off, Trojans kind of gaining control, but they're all bunched up. Flipped into the Edina zone by Punzenberger. They work hard to dig it free. Tried to center it, but blocked away there. Halverson knocks it to the corner. Tried to bring it back out. Wallen battling for it, and then a blocker save there as it's knocked to the corner. A little interchange here for Wayzata. Centering pass denied. Played in behind, looking for Sauer. Hornets having trouble clearing here. Halverson will bank it ahead, but it's going to be too far. Icing coming against Edina. Right idea, but just got too much of it. And so we'll come back into the Hornet zone. We are tied up at 2 apiece here. The championship game of the Turkey Trot Boys Hockey Tournament, hosted by the Wayzata Trojans here at Plymouth Ice Center.
I'm going to watch some of the younger players here for the Hornets too, especially Matt Moe in defense. And I don't know, he's about the shortest guy on the ice, I think, of any team in the tournament. He just made a couple really nice plays.
Great skater, it looks like.
Yes.
And that puts him in good position.
Well, he's not getting rocked very much either. He's very centered on his skates. He's tough to hit, especially with a low center of gravity.
Banked ahead toward Wallen, but taken away. Hornets had to wait, though, as they had a teammate trapped in the offensive zone. And this one off the glass and out. We'll see if it'll get there for icing. Nope, waved off. Around it comes to the point. Nave didn't get much of that one. Ends up hitting Wallen. Now Gardner. Gardner will bank it ahead.
Must have been tipped.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think they kind of gave him the benefit of the doubt there. It probably should have been icing. He wasn't quite to the red line there. Banked ahead. Sometimes you get that little, couple feet if you're just about there. Jake Matson floating it ahead. Flipped right back out. John Matson had to wait, though, because his teammate Kuhl was in the Hornet zone. That one is tipped into the corner. Worst back to play it and out. Nave up with it. He'll just send it right back in. Here's Worst again. Wayzata's changing, so Worst has a little room to skate it out. Shot on net, and the rebound kicked way out of there by Engelman, intentionally so, too. He could see somebody coming down the slot.
He's really good at that. That's about the third one he's done in this game. He does it very, very well, and it really gets him out of trouble quickly.
Nave steps up to intercept that one. Nave battles through a check. Here's Nave firing. And Klarkowski might have gotten just a little piece of that one, directing it up and over the net. Now knocked back into the Trojan zone where Evan Johnson plays it as Edina trying to hurry up and finish a change. Johnson will flip it in. Worst sending it around to Clark. Clark banking it ahead, but Gardner is there. We've seen a lot of this in the second period. Now here comes Clark. I say both teams having to dump the puck a lot. Not a lot of clean rushes back and forth. And a lot of back and forth turnovers in neutral ice. And that one picked off at the line. Here's Clark, drops it across. And Engelman comes up with a great save there on Fetchko, as that play kept in nicely by Whitliff at the line, and it led to almost kind of a odd man situation in the zone.
Well, came across the side to the back door on a nice play. Puck right on the stick. But, Engelman, watch him go from post to post. Look at him, he's just right there. He got a little farther out on the crease, cut down more of an angle, and just wouldn't let that puck go in.
I don't know how he even saw Fetchko way over there. Bounced all the way down the rink here. This will be icing against the Trojans.
Well, it's kind of settled down now. You're right. Some of the chippy stuff's gone away now, and they're playing at a little bit different pace than they were in the first period. But both teams getting opportunities.
Yeah, not necessarily worse hockey, just different.
No,
it feels like. Here's Nave up with it. Now on rink-wide pass over to Miller. Miller to the corner, throws a check there.
They're both kind of settling into their styles right now.
Clark chases it down. Clark putting one on net. Engelman to stop. Nave throws a check into him. Then Lesser took a hit from Whitliff. But here come the Trojans. John Matson on the move. One of their best skaters. Madsen will circle the net here. Back out to the point. Osberg banking it down low there for Alstead. Alstead looking out front now, throwing it to the front of the net. Osberg runs it down. Flipped ahead, kept in by Osberg, and then a big collision. And Streeter picks it up for Wayzata. Check thrown there, and then a shot hammered way wide of the mark. Back down deep, trying to go to Streeter. I think he's a little tired right now. Osberg digs it free. And they tried to bank it ahead there to Willie Johnson, but too far, and it's going to be icing against the Hornets as teams will take the opportunity to get a line change with 4:43 to go in the second. Pat O'Leary and the Trojans battling back to tie things up here at 2-2. Edina getting goals, 1 goal early in the first and 1 goal early in the second. And Wayzata answering in both instances. We'll see who gets the next one.
Been pretty even Steven here in this period. I'll tell you that nobody's had a real advantage. Both had good opportunities. Both have made good defensive plays.
Tipped into the Edina zone and then right back out. Gardner up with it for Wayzata. Worst got there, knocks it ahead. Centering pass here and just cleared out of there by Cool. Worst throwing it toward the net, or that one tipped to the corner. And Trojans able to get it out. Worst jumps over to help out his partner there. And dump back into the Edina zone as they'll look to make a quick change. Gardner trying to pull that puck around, and Clark jumps in to take it. Trojans able to get it out. Hunzenberger puts one in on net. Now Clark. Ooh, nice move, and Clark with a head of steam into the Wayzata zone. Knocked away though, and back out. Now the other direction we come. Alstead making a move. Defenseman lost his stick. They jab at it in front. And one save made. We've got a penalty coming up against Edina though, as Wallen was knocked down in front. And it looks as though Caden Morgan's going to go for a cross check. First penalty of the second period after we had a lot in that first. Good job to turn the other cheek here by Wallen after the play here. He had a little bit of something to say. You watch right on in front as they knocked Wallen down.
That was the second shot there that you saw. He was on his one knee and he got cross-checked from behind by Morgan.
And Wallen, you know, wanted to turn around and retaliate, and I think he probably said something, but he didn't. He kept his hands to himself there, and that allowed his team to keep this power play. I
think the coach might have something to say about that. I think they both kind of did. It was going to let on hand. They got to play discipline.
So Wayzata to the power play. They scored on a power play late in the first period. It had been a 5-on-3, and then became a 5-on-4. Wayzata fans wanted another penalty there. And this one flipped up and over the net and was deflected as Luke Miller tried to rip one under the crossbar.
You know, I tell you what, this 20 Britton Alstead, I've been impressed with him this tournament. Just 2 games. The young man, as a 10th grader, has really stepped up to the plate. He's already gotten 2 goals on the season and in the tournament. Looks like Pat O'Leary's got some emerging players coming through there, along with Wallen.
Nave playing it down to the circle here. Trying to sneak one through traffic. Instead, it was blocked by Revening. Ooh, they just barely kept in, and then a tip try out front. Streeter pulls it off the wall. John Madsen took a hit. Streeter looking for a wraparound, and then the Hornets able to gain control and clear it. Ingeman will leave it for Nave. Edina going to lay back a little bit and wait for them to come to them.
We really haven't seen a lot of a backdoor play on the power play, which the Trojans, that's essentially their power play, an umbrella up top, and then they try to go down low in the sideboards and then come across the crease to the backside wing.
Gardner had his shot blocked by Prescott Sexton. Gardner with a little over 20 to go in the power play here for the Trojans. Tied up at 2 apiece late in period number 2 here in the Turkey Trot Championship. Way across, Jake Madsen gaining control. And it's knocked away, and here comes Clark up with it shorthanded. He's not content to clear it. Now he will dump it in, and there's that bad bounce that cost Moorhead a goal against Wayzata last night. Jake Madsen up with it, knocked loose, and then Gardner picked Clark's pocket. Penalty is over. Nice little move by Alstead. Alstead firing a shot, and that one deflects way up into the netting there off of the goaltender Clarkowski. So we'll get a draw here in the Edina zone with 1:05 to play in our middle period, and each team has scored once in the first and once in the second. We sit even up at 2-2. You see the shots favoring Wayzata. Early in the game it wasn't really that way, but I would agree with you, Dan. Overall, pretty even hockey game.
Yes. Well, the other thing about those shots too, power plays have a lot to say about shots on goal.
I think that puck might have bounced up out of play into the Wayzata bench. Yeah, you're right. And let's face it, shots on goal can be a useful stat, but they're not all created equal.
Yeah.
Somebody tossing one in from, the blue line isn't the same as a point-blank chance or anything like that either.
And again, a kick at number 23, Preston Sexton for the Edina Hornet support kid. He has to serve the penalty for the goalie when the goalie got it. And then he blocks a shot. We'll probably have a little red mark somewhere. Just giving it all for the team.
That one pops up into the netting. We'll have another draw in the Edina zone here late in this second period. We'll be hearing from Trojans coach Pat O'Leary in our second intermission. And actually, this one's going to come outside the zone. We're back to get it for the Hornets. And knocked loose. John Madsen chasing it down. Madsen trying to put it out front for his brother Jake. And knocked away there. Lesser will play it down the wall to Madsen. John Madsen, that is. Streeter looking to dig it loose. Now Jake Madsen. That one back to an open area. Nave first to it. Ooh, almost fanned on that. A chance now the other way, but nice play to recover by Lesser.
Yeah.
And that's going to do it for our second period of play here. So each team getting one goal in the period. And our score after 2 here at the Turkey Trot Championship, it is Edina 2, Wayzata 2. We'll take a timeout, come back with our second intermission here on CCX Sports.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You'll also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV. 2-2 hockey game through 2 periods. The championship of the 2021 Turkey Trot Boys Hockey Tournament at the Plymouth Ice Center. John Jacobson joined by Pat O'Leary. And Pat, what an atmosphere for game 2 of the season.
Yeah, it's been awesome. And with what we had going on last night too with the fans here, so fun. And it's great to see our local fans as well. A lot of high school kids, families, young kids around. So it's awesome. And you can tell the boys are liking it. And it's a very fun, fast, game, obviously.
You want to win this tournament, but overall, usually going in, what's your goal for the opening weekend of the season? What do you want to see out of your boys over 2 games?
To be honest with you, I think we're a lot like, Kurt is like, we got to see what guys can do. You know what I mean? We have the skill, we have the ability. You got to get as many guys in positions to see if they can succeed or fail. And, especially in a tight game like this, one little player face-off is going to make a big difference. So for me, it's just getting guys out there. We're young this year up front, so just getting guys opportunities to make plays and, just building off it and trying to see if we can, you got to stay healthy and get through the first weekend.
What have you liked that you've seen in the first 5 periods, and what do you need to see here in the third?
I think it's just continuing to, I think we've been throwing some pucks a little bit more than we usually do. Could be nerves, could be early in the season. But when we take the puck to the net and we're cycling the puck like the last 5 or 6 minutes there, we're pretty good. When we're not getting pucks deep and we're not getting pucks out, just like every team, we struggle a little bit. You're going to give odd man rushes. And we've turned over 2 pucks to 2 of their best players, and then that's their 2 goals. So you got to take care of the puck.
All right, good luck in the third.
Appreciate it, thanks.
And O'Leary, head coach of the Wayzata Trojans. We are tied up at 2. Wayzata and Edina, more turkey trot from the Plymouth Ice Center after this. Back at the second intermission of the Turkey Trot Boys Hockey Championship game between Wayzata and Edina. And John Jacobson joined by Jack Osberg. And Jack's got a grandson that plays here for Wayzata, Mason, a senior. How much do you enjoy coming out to watch him?
Listen, I love it. I just love it. He's a smart kid. He plays his position pretty well, and he's really improved from last year to this year. So it's fun. I got 12 grandkids, and 8 of them are in athletics, and we got 6 of them in hockey, so it's fun. We could go all the time. We got 5 boys and a girl playing hockey, from Mason all the way down to Mites or something like that.
Now, Jack's got Wayzata ties that I'll get to a moment, but he's an 81-year-old grandfather, but he's not retired. He's still coaching. He's still coaching with Augsburg with Darren Lampker, who you coached back in the day.
Oh, I love it. It gives me great joy to be able to be involved in that. I'm kind of back home, John. I think I went to school there, graduated in '62, and been coaching off and on through all the decades. So I'm back home.
You mentioned all your grandchildren in hockey. Were you a hockey player back at Washburn in the day?
No, I wasn't. Now, I wrestled in college, but then I coached wrestling at Roosevelt, and I helped out at Wayzata when I was out there.
You coached Wayzata here in the early 70s before Roger LaPelt, and what a great legacy the two of you left, and that has continued on to this day, all the coaches they've had.
We finally got a little bit bigger.
You were just a small Lake Conference school back then, the smallest probably, right?
Yeah. Well, Mound was the smallest one, so yeah.
How much did you enjoy those days and recall them fondly now? And
there's so many of them. I just, and this is my 60th year of coaching since, and so I just love it still. It's a great thrill.
Well, the Prep Bowl took place the last couple of days in Minneapolis. Do you do any recruiting for Augsburg? Are you involved in that at all? Did you go watch any games?
I didn't much anymore. We've got some issues at home I got to deal with, and I just can't get out like I used to, but I'm over there every day. Bring my wife with me. She's a real trooper.
Coach Lampker got his first full year of coaching in this year. Last year a little different. Just played one game with COVID. How did it go for Augsburg?
We had a shot at a 5-5 record. And, with the 2 divisions we're in now, I like that. It's kind of cool. And we caught St. Olaf again the last game of the year, and we had beat them early in the year, and he got us in the last second of the game. But Darren recruited very well. 42 new kids we had over there. I think our front 7 on defense, John, was out of the 7 kids, 5 of them are freshmen and sophomores. So we're going to be okay. We're going to be all right. Darren's a worker. He's got a great staff over there at Augsburg now. Rich Wilkie from Andover, old coordinator, and he's got Greg Clough from Minnetonka, and back over in his defensive coordinator. So he's got a good staff.
Darren learned from a good one.
Osseo are there too now.
Darren's recruited from all over to get a good coaching staff, right?
He's got Modine and Royce Winford and, Corey Brewer from our days at Osseo.
And he learned from one of the best in you. So thanks for taking time. Great to see you again. And continue good luck at Augsburg and good luck to Mason the rest of the year.
And you guys do a wonderful job with this and promoting the sports around here. It's good to be here.
Take care. Jack Osberg, assistant head coach at Augsburg football at age 81, former head football coach of Wayzata. A lot of ties here to the Northwest Suburbs through the years. We're through 2 periods of play in the Turkey Trot Boys Hockey Tournament, and we're tied up at 2. Wayzata and Edina. Jay and Dan have the 3rd period on CCX right after this.
Welcome back. Dave Kaiser on the left, Cindy Olmstead assisting as they play some trivia, some games, and give away some prizes between periods here. And boy, the kids love getting involved, and we'll certainly enjoy the CCX Turkey Trot Hockey Tournament, and great to see such a great crowd, as John talked with Coach O'Leary about. So we are at 2-2 through 2 periods here. Let's take a look at highlights from that second period of play. And once again, early on, Edina getting one. First of all, an opportunity out front here that pops and goes by the wayside, but then they get a turnover force right here. Comes right out front to Clark, and just Johnny on the spot knocks it in. 1:55 into the period for a 2-1 lead. And then a great opportunity there, but a robbing of the Trojans by Robbie Clarkowski. However, then he gives up one from a tough angle there, a slapper by Max McCollins to tie us up at 2-2. But he comes right back and makes a nice save on that one on Cash and Nave, and then opportunity the other way too, and it's a great save by Will Ingeman. So we've got Wayzata out shooting Edina by 5. The shots on goal, I don't think tell the story of it. It's been a pretty decent game here. The second period maybe not quite as much as the first, but overall scoring chances relatively even too. And after a penalty-filled first period, we only had 1 penalty in that second period. So we'll head to period number 3. The Turkey Trot Championship is on the line. It's Edina and Wayzata tied up at 2 apiece. Welcome back. Here you see the Edina Hornets huddle. In the middle of it there is Jimmy Clark, 17. He had their go-ahead goal early in the second. And then Wayzata battled back to tie it up. Number 18, Max McCollins, getting that goal on a slap shot from over along the wall there, kind of by his bench. He didn't have far to go to celebrate, Danny. He had to like that one.
Well, I don't know. He might want to go to a far corner and get a good celebration all the way back to the bench. But I'm ready for a little fire waving hockey here. I'd like to see him just open it up and everybody go for it here.
So puck drops for period 3 here of the Turkey Trot Championship, and I think we kind of will see who's really in shape here in this third period too. It's a lot of hockey back to back. You know, they played 5 periods in about 24 hours here, so you know, obviously guys, a lot of the guys would have played in fall league, and I don't think it isn't like the old days where you kind of played your way into shape at the beginning of the season anymore. I think most of the guys come in pretty good shape, but still, it's a lot on these first 2 nights.
Yes.
Back out to Nave at the point. He'll swing it around. Lesser into the circle. Stick save. Pretty big rebound given, but Sexton is there. Playing it ahead now to Spindler, but he ran into a couple of Trojans. And relayed in by Morgan.
You know, this is the only time that they'll probably this year, except for the Christmas tournament, go back-to-back and maybe to back with the exception of the tournament, state tournament. That's what the holiday tournaments do. It kind of gets them ready for that situation. Otherwise, it's what, Jay, 1 or 2 a week?
Yeah, you're usually looking at, maybe a Tuesday, Thursday, sometimes Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. But, there's a fair number of weeks with 3, I would say now, but not necessarily back-to-back nights very often, like you said. And the other thing, too, is when you get to the state tournament, that I think the teams realize once they've been there a lot, but the TV timeouts help a lot in terms of, catching your breath, whereas we don't have that here, obviously. Streeter dropping it back. John Matson trying to battle through a check there. Jake Matson jumps in to help out. Playing it back down to John Matson. There's that funny bounce off that board. Whitliff up with it. Fetchko floating one through the middle for Clark, but taken by John Matson. Trying to battle through a check there, and he does so. Leaving it towards Streeter there. Streeter almost was tempted to kind of hog tie him there, but he laid off. And flipped down the ice. This will be icing against the Trojans, and we'll come back into the Edina zone here. 2 minutes into our third period, and we're still tied up 2-2.
I think the in-between period talks are a little bit different. I think Coach Giles had to tell him, look, we got to go do what we did last night. Get that puck in front and start getting dirty because it's going to be tough to beat the Wayzata goalie cleanly. On the other hand, Wayzata, take as many shots as you possibly can because, to be honest with you, the Edina goalie's shown he'll give one up here. So Klarkowski's had a vulnerability even though he made a great save. So we'll see if they follow through on that type of philosophy. I could be wrong.
Off the draw, Hornets gain control, Revening up with it.
Nice reverse.
And a float one ahead there. Willie Johnson trying a little stick work to get to that one. By the way, Johnson, a senior, not a sophomore. His dad stopped by to let us know that the roster was listed wrong. So last night referred to him as sophomore. He's actually a senior.
If I was his dad, that bugged me too. Heck.
I'm going to have to plead.
We're in a
well, it is that way on the roster, so that part obviously we wouldn't know different. Taken away there. But the teams, I think they've found the area where playing hard without taking penalties. That first period, if it had continued like that, you were going to probably see an awful lot of power play chances, and I think both teams right now would just as soon kind of see where they can stack up 5-on-5.
Well, I tell you who really appreciates this, the referees. They don't have to step in, and they don't want to get involved in the game. They just want to make the calls, and you guys play it out.
Long lead pass there, and then drop back, but hammered up over the top. Thrown back toward the netting. Ben directs that one away, and then it rolls loose. He tried to cover it, but couldn't. A blast. And that's going to be a goal.
I don't know.
Wayzata asking for interference there as Caden Fritz was almost sitting on Ingeman, but it looks like it'll count unless
He was sitting on him.
Goal's going to go to Sexton, it looks like.
Can we run the monitor down and show a replay down there for it? I have a real problem with that. But here we go again. Edina, dirty goal. That's fine. They're good with that. You see, the puck came out of that crease area, and he was still in the crease. That should be a no goal. He's right in the face of the goal. Look at that.
Yeah, I got to agree with you, Dan.
That's not cool. By the way, I love the camera we've got up on the end there. That's a really nice view. Boy, I impressed Sexton. By God, the kid that took the extra penalty time without being penalized himself blocking the shot, getting a bruise. He finally gets a goal.
That's one where Engelman's probably not feeling great about it.
There's nothing he could do about it.
Yeah, no, I know. I don't mean on his sake, but I'm not sure what would be goaltender interference if not that. At first, you're thinking, oh, maybe he was pushed in a little bit. There was nobody near him.
No.
He lost his balance. I'm not saying he did it on purpose or didn't do it on purpose, but bottom line is he interfered with Engelman's ability to play the puck.
Yeah.
Ahead it comes to Fetchko up the right wing for the Hornets, trying to float one for Clark. Cleared back to the Edina line by Morey. Now they whip it ahead. Fetchko into the zone.
Look at him.
Wow. Got the pass away. Nobody quite there yet as they were changing.
Fetchko has really, really impressed me so far. Ooh.
That was nearly tipped in by a Trojans defenseman. Now thrown on net. Engelman, the glove catch. So 12:08 to go here in the third. Edina now in front 3-2. Boy, and really at least two of the goals for Edina. Nothing much Engelman could do.
No. Well, they did the philosophy you're talking about, but you got to feel bad for that young man because he's played a whale of a game, had a good tournament here with them. Engelman.
Hornets control it off the face-off. Nice pass across. Ooh, and Engelman makes a nice stop. Willie Johnson's shot almost got past him there. Now it's cleared out. Let's see. They're going to wave off icing here as Wurst will come back to get it. Wurst took a hit there by McCollins. And now it comes loose. That's going to be offside. And here's McCollins locking up with Vandervoort. But they quickly separate and no penalties coming out of that.
Smart play by both players. They wanted to go and then nope, we're not going to do this. Good play, good thinking, good play. Well, now the Trojans, I'll tell you what, you get an opening, you put the puck on net. Just shoot it. Just shoot, 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 shoot.
Lesser tipped ahead there, but picked off at the Edina line. Kicked around and back out, and here comes Wallen. Wallen will shoot that one. Bounce into the corner. Wallen trying to block that ring around there. Wrap around. Now put it out front. Ooh. Snuck it along the goal line. Now we've got a penalty coming up as they went hard to the net. And
is that Luke Miller that stuck his nose in there for the Trojans? He just snuck right in between three Edina defensemen and got right in on Klarkowski. Yeah, it was.
Interesting to see what this penalty call is going to end up being.
It better not be against Wayzata or Pat O'Leary will come out of that bench. There we go.
Yeah, it is against the Hornets.
Caden Fritz.
Fritz will go.
Well, good opportunity here for the Trojans. It's at this point now you kind of wish in this game that you'd had a chance to practice the power play a little bit more, but we'll see what they can come up with. I think most importantly is make sure you just get some shots on net. They don't have to be pretty.
Here's Clark trying to set up Fetchko, and it'll roll all the way in on Engelman. Fetchko being pursued there by Johnson. He may have gotten in a little jab at Engelman on his way by.
One thing about Fetchko, Jay, he don't care. He just don't care. I want the puck. I want to get on it. I want to give it to a teammate. I want to shoot it. Give me that puck. Give me that puck.
And that pass was something pretty special by Clark there. The way he floated that was really the only way to give his guy a chance to lead him out there and hope he could get to it. Trojans were going to be offside there, so Edina an opportunity to hammer it down the ice.
Boy, it's just sloppy. The Trojans are having all kinds of trouble with their power play here right now.
Lesser. And run into traffic there. Fetchko will send it down. Yeah, they've had trouble gaining the zone. Part of it, I think, in a large part, their game a lot of times is dumping and forechecking. And while on the power play, that's generally not what you want to do. This time, they gained the zone pretty easily. Nave, then they came back out. And that'll be offside. So just when I was about to say this time they smoothly handle the entry, didn't quite work out as he had to stick handle it and came back out of the zone.
Yeah, that's a rarity for Cash Navy. He's played a tremendous tournament. He's had a really good tournament for the Trojans.
Yeah, I agree. He's got good size, but he also handles the puck pretty well. And with that reach, he's able to keep the puck away and keep possession. This time they get it in. Across it comes. Alstead tried to slide a pass back and couldn't.
Gripping the stick a little too hard.
And Gardner with a sneaky little shot there, but Klarkowski makes the stop and he'll hang on.
I like that, though. That's exact. Gardner, tremendously smart. He knew he had a screen, but Klarkowski couldn't see the puck until it was off the stick. But Klarkowski, in good position, made a good save there.
Nice win of the draw by Sauer, but then it sneaks back out to center. Nave getting it ahead. It bounces off Sauer's stick, and then he gained control again briefly, but nice play to knock that one down at the line. However, it did come briefly out. Evan Johnson did his best to block it there, but be offside against the Trojans.
Do you notice who's still out on the ice for the Hornets? Jimmy Clark. And Fetchko. Fetchko.
Fetchko and John Matson facing off here outside the line. 28 to go in the power play for Wayzata. They trail at 3-2 here in the Turkey Trot Championship. Nave back to play it here for the Trojans. Drops it off to John Matson, coming up the left wing. Matson trying to turn the corner. Now he'll circle all the way around. Puts on the brakes. Streeter working down low. And Hornets clear. Kept in though. That was close. But it just came out. So offside against Wayzata. Nave looking at, I don't know. I'm not sitting too far from the blue line. I kind of thought he might have kept that one in.
Yeah. Right now the brakes aren't going the Trojans' way. Can't get down on themselves. They got to make sure we keep playing. We'll get a good eye on this.
See this one.
Yep, it's out.
Yeah, it did come out. Once again, their eye is better than ours.
That's an Edina connection. I was listening to Lou Nanny the other night, Tuesday before our girls' game. And he said the interesting thing about being a hockey player is you might not be the best hockey player, you might not have the best game, but you can always be the hardest working hockey player on the ice. And Fetchko's that to me. He's really done a ton for the Hornets.
And there's that bad bounce again. The Trojans keep it working. Punzenberger throwing one at net there.
Look at how many Hornets are down low, Jay. Look at how many Hornets are down low.
Kept in by Lesser briefly, then it pops out. And that's going to be a penalty.
Betcha.
He couldn't resist taking that shot, a blindside shot on Punzenberger. And Punzenberger gets up and tells him, head to get in the box. Punzenberger might go too, though. That last little talking is going to get him in trouble there and might even us up.
It's definitely going to even us up. Come on, man. Chris Carter, come on, man. Took them out of a great opportunity.
Are they saying this might? Keep an eye. I was going to say, is there a possibility this is a 5 on Edina, though?
No, I don't think he got it from the side.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Or at least part of the side. Yeah. That was shoulder to shoulder.
Punishing hit. Yeah, it's going to be 5-on-5. Punzenberger, I think, will be unsportsmanlike conduct. And just as after I'd not too long ago praised the teams for kind of keeping their cool there. He did not.
Oh my gosh. You got to remember the kids too, you know.
Yeah.
They're men, they're not, they're kids.
And when you take a kind of a blindside shot like that, it's kind of stirs you up a little bit, there's no doubt.
Yeah, frankly, it pisses you off. But you got to be more disciplined, especially being down by a goal. I mean, you cost a great opportunity for your team.
Nave carrying it in, fires, and a stop. And then Alstead was knocked down as he tried to go to the net.
He stuck his nose in there, though. He went right into that crease area, which is what they got to do. Good stop by Klarkowski, but boy, that rebound was dangerous.
Nave getting away a good shot. And there you see turning Whitliff, sending Alstead to the ground. Turn around, try by Streeter. Ooh, and Klarkowski got handcuffed a little bit by that one. And now Jake Madsen kind of showing that we're not going to keep coming to the net. I mean, we're not going to quit coming to the net.
Good save by Klarkowski there. He was screened somewhat. He didn't see that puck until it was off the edge of the stick. And at that range, that was a difficult save.
Revening, trying to get it out. Streeter knocked it down, though. Jake Madsen knocked down in the corner. He gets back up, though, and plays it. Now John Madsen with control briefly. He'll leave it for Jake, but chopped out of there. It hits Madsen, though. Now Clark. And a loft one back into the Wayzata zone. Gardner keeps it moving to Streeter. Streeter spins away from Clark. Tip deep into the corner. Ooh, Streeter, both, he and Worst both go down, and then it's flipped up into the crowd.
If it's swept up in the crowd by the Hornets, that should be a penalty.
It was tipped, the linesman indicated. Well, that's what he's indicating anyway. There you see, boy, right there, it was hard to tell who was. I thought there was a chance there'd be a penalty on one or the other there, but they were kind of both mutually went after it.
And they both mutually neutralized each other, so no one got an advantage out of it.
Into traffic it goes. Klarkowski trying to get down low to see that puck in the maze of bodies there. Now here's another one thrown on net by Nave, and another stop by Klarkowski. 6:45 to go here in the third. Edina clinging to a 3-2 lead. It's been a tight one all the way.
I like what the Trojans are doing here. They're doing exactly. They're putting rubber on the net, which is what they need to do. Nave is a nice, consistent way of getting the puck through without being blocked and getting it on net.
Back out, and Nave's shot was blocked, but he recovered to keep it in. And there's a shot and a rebound as well. Wallen with the second try. Now he gets the puck back. Yes. Wallen going right to the net. Klarkowski the save, and then a little mayhem alongside again.
Reminds me of Bum Phillips. We're going to kick the door in next year. They're really going after it in front. Great play here, and watch them close in on the net. Right here. Oh, good play by the Trojans. Good defense. Klarkowski's doing a good job, Jay. He's standing up to it good and holding his ground.
Flipped out. Let's see if this will be icing. It will be, I believe. Yep. So right back to the Edina, and we will come here. Early season test for both these teams, and for a tournament championship, it also just it has a more intense feel than just a kind of a normal regular season game, I think, too.
Well, like you said, too, I mean, both these teams, it's been a while since they've won this tournament, and especially for Wayzata, it means a little bit because it's their tournament.
Nave carrying it in, shooting, kicked out, and then Hornets first to it. Jackson Nevers, a chance for 2-on-1. as Vandervoort out front, and he tips it in. Just when it looked like maybe they'd waited a little too long, Nevers threads it through, and Vandervoort redirects it into the net for a 2-goal lead.
What a great play by Nevers on that pass, and he might be offside on this play. No, that left foot was still on the blue line when he brought it across.
And just getting a piece of that one, knocking it past Ingeman.
That was as pretty as that. Might be the prettiest goal we've seen in the tournament so far.
Here comes Nevers again now. Ooh, and then he is lit up. Morgan will get the second assist along with Nevers on the goal. So 4-2 lead now for Edina. Gardner up with it for the Trojans, sliding it across here to Cool. Round to the corner, first to it is McCollins. Back out, Gardner a shot, and that one made its way through. And it's tipped to the corner. Hornets dig it out of there and now get a breakout opportunity. It's going to be icing though. Tried to get it to Sexton diagonally up through the middle, but missed. And there's one Edina I think would like to have back. You don't want to give, unforced opportunities like that.
Gave him a chance to get a line change and then get something changed because the Trojans were pressing.
Off the draw, pops up in the air. And now Dahl coming up with it. He'll float it ahead. Fetchko waiting for help up the middle.
Trouble.
Fetchko had that one knocked away by Gardner. Nave back to pick it up. Reese Gardner's pass was tipped. Chopped away as the Trojans got it in. Now back out to center they'll come. John Matson controlling here for Wayzata to Nave, and he'll relay it in.
I think you'll see a lot more of that now where the Trojans start dumping it in a little bit more. Nave made a nice play there.
John Matson working, trying to wrap around. Now throws it on net. Little stick save there. Nevers was run into and now pop back out to center. Nave controlling, had to wait for his teammates to get on side. Now he'll throw it over to Jake Matson. Oh my, he took a high hit there. Ooh.
Welcome to my world. Wow.
Tip loose, and John Matson looking for a little retaliation. There's a goal. Edina might have sealed it up with that one. Yeah. As they got a little odd man rush up the left side and able to take a 5-2 lead there as Vandervoort will pump in another.
Personally making it his responsibility to shut this thing down. That's the first time I've seen Ingeman get beat clean. What a shot. It's been fun to watch. The Edina especially has really come into their game. They look like a mid-season Edina team right now.
Bounces deep into the Trojan zone here. Osberg up with it. Trying to zip one through to Wallen. It was tipped, but it still gets there. Wallen trying to go to the net. Could not get past Morgan. Now Clark gets the return pass. Look at Clark go, putting it out front, and that one hits the skate and will bounce way back out. Molman back to track it down here for the Hornets. Now Fetchko. Fetchko trying to get around Nave, couldn't do it. Popped up in the air there. And comes free in the high slot. It's chopped to the corner. Nave will gather it. 2 minutes to go in the game. Edina has stretched the lead now to 5-2. Nave carrying it up the left side, trying to run through 2 Hornets there.
That's what it's going to take to stop Nave when he gets a full steam going.
Here's Vandervoort looking for the hat trick, and it's in. See if it'll be his goal or if it was pushed over the line by a teammate. But either way, it's going to be 6-2 Hornets.
Wow, he just turned that corner big time. He decided he was going to net, and that's exactly what he did. And he came in there full tilt. Just a beautiful play.
Looks like it might be Willie Johnson's goal, as he, not sure it was all the way over the line or not here, and Johnson finished it.
I'm sure they really don't care. Either way, as long as it went in. Well, we just watched Edina come to life and come of age here today in this tournament. They've done a tremendous job. Well-played game, good defense.
Tipped on out. Couldn't hear for sure. It kind of sounded like they might have said Vandervoort getting the goal, but can't make out what the PA is saying.
There's too many people in here. It's too loud, Jay.
Also, they haven't put that last goal on the board for Edina yet. I believe it counted, right?
Yeah, it did. No question about that. They had a face-off in the middle of the ice.
Now they do. Lifted way up in the air here. So kind of an anticlimactic ending. Looked like we were going to go right down to the stretch all the way, but Hornets, to their credit, putting 4 on the board here in the third so far and looking for more. So they closed strong to rally against Maple Grove last night. Oh, that one dings off the crossbar.
Gee.
You could hear it all around throughout the arena there, and pops back up out of play.
Ingeman was totally screened there. He didn't even really have a clue where it was. Well, this will set an interesting stage for the Lake Conference battle that's going to come this year.
Lifted back into the Edina zone. Morgan back to play it here for the Hornets. Intercepted there by Sauer. Back out. Now Sauer getting into it with Preston Sexton. And they're going to let the time wind down to 0 and get them separated. And Edina will end up with the Turkey Trot Championship as they close strong and pull away for a 6-2 victory.
Pretty good domination, especially when it counted in the third period. 2 really good third periods for them in this tournament. And that's got to be heartwarming for the coach, because you love to see your kids really resilient and tough in the third period and know how to finish out a game. Trojans had a good tournament, but they got some growing to do. And some of their younger people, as we spoke earlier, have really stood up well, and some of the vets like, where are you? You know, and they're going to need some of that help from the vets as the season goes on in Trojan land. But boy, what a tournament for Edina.
And you think back to the first night when they were sitting down 5-2. I wouldn't have liked the odds that they were even going to be into the championship game, and they closed it out. And I'm glad to see the guys cooler heads prevail, and the handshake line went smoothly enough, because there was a little bit of activity right at the end of that third period in front of the Edina bench here as well. And I don't think it's anything that anybody was too worried about after they, as I said, cooler heads kind of prevailed. There's a look at all the champions we've had throughout the years, and Edina winning it here, the first time since 2017. I remember joking in a couple seasons back with Edina won a state championship one of those years, but did not win the Turkey Trot. Maple Grove actually beat them in the Turkey Trot championship that year. So it wasn't. It kind of shows you have to come out and play pretty well to win this tournament. And the Hornets getting 6 goals both nights as well, and that's pretty good tribute to them against a couple of pretty strong hockey teams that they were able to beat here. So a good win for them, obviously, as they are able to secure a championship with a 6-2 win.
Well, the roar has been restored down in Edina land now, and I tried to find a word to rhyme with Hornets. It just didn't work, so I just went with that. But boy, I'll tell you, the Hornets looked good tonight, very impressive, and played 2 bad periods in this tournament. They just turned it on.
So we'll take a quick timeout and come back and hear from the victorious Hornets in just a moment. 6-2, Edina defeats Wayzata here in the Turkey Trot Championship.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
And welcome back to the Plymouth Ice Center as Edina winning the Turkey Trot Championship, and John Jacobson has a couple of Hornets to talk about their win.
Thanks, Jay. With a couple of happy Edina Hornets, starting with Matt Vandervoort, who had 2 goals tonight. And I said the atmosphere of a section final for second game of the year was pretty intense out there.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I didn't get to play with fans really last year because of the whole COVID situation, so it was awesome to see all these people here.
How much fun was this game and this weekend of hockey for you guys?
Yeah, it was unbelievable. It was great to get off a good start, and we're happy with how we played and keep going. We want to keep going.
Talk about that third period. You guys really kept the intensity up and then put some away to put the game away.
Yeah, we just had to bear down on pucks, generate good defense, and that led to good offense.
After 2 games, how do you assess your team? What do you like what you've seen in the 2 games, and what do you need to improve on it? And obviously very early in the season.
Yeah, like you said, it's early in the season. We've played well so far, but we still got a while to go, and hopefully we keep improving and pushing forward.
You'll see Wayzata at least twice more, and the intensity that you saw tonight, I'm sure, will carry over to the regular seasons, right? The conference season. Yeah,
they're a good team. We're always going to get their best, and it's always a good game when we play them.
Finally, how much fun is it for you guys to win this tournament?
Yeah, it's super exciting. We're all having a good time, and good start to the season.
Matt, enjoy this one. Good luck the rest of the season.
Appreciate it.
All right, Trey Fetchko is a senior. He actually played in this tournament 4 years ago, but not for Edina, for Holy Family. So you've been here before and know what it's like in this atmosphere. What was it like now wearing the Edina sweater and winning it this weekend?
It feels great. It's a great 2 wins for the boys. After losing 8-2 to these guys in the section semifinals last year, we were really itching to get back into it, and it just feels so good getting a win over these guys, 6-2, and really coming together in the first weekend.
What do you like about what you saw from your team last night and tonight?
I think we're the best team in the state. I think we can play with anybody. I think we could score a ton of goals, and I don't think many teams can skate with us. I think we're the fastest team in the state.
Playing teams like they did this opening weekend, Maple Grove last night, Wayzata, how does that set you up for the rest of the season? You're getting great competition right off the start.
Yeah, it's great playing all the top teams early, get all the jitters out for all the boys, and, it's great to get 2 quality wins over these guys. Really looking forward to it in the week of practice and stuff like that, but it's just great to get the wins. I'm super proud of the boys.
It's only November, but you guys were super excited at the end of the game. I mean, it's great to win, right?
Yeah, it feels phenomenal to win. We didn't really win that much last year, but we feel like we can do some damage and hopefully make the state tournament.
Congratulations. Good luck the rest of the way.
Yep, thank you.
All right, Edina Hornets winning it, going away in the end in the championship game to start the season 2-0. Jay and Dan, back to you.
Thanks very much, John, and congratulations to the Hornets. And they certainly did play well this weekend and a couple good tests. And They have to like, too, the way they closed out games. They played very strong third periods both nights.
Yes, very much so. I like what Mr. Fetchko said. He said it's kind of like we're back. And they got high goals now. They want to go back to state, and they set a standard here today in this tournament that I think is going to help them a lot along the way down the road. A very impressive performance for them.
Wayzata, I thought, did a lot of good things throughout the 2 nights, but obviously things just kind of got away from them down the stretch in that third period. But they're going to have a good season as well, I think, for sure here. And we saw Maple Grove earlier winning the third-place game, and I think really all 4 of these teams that participated this weekend are in for some pretty good things here in the 21-22 season. We hope you've enjoyed the action here in this championship game and on both nights of the Turkey Trot Tournament. Thanks so much for watching CCX Sports, and watch for plenty more boys and girls hockey throughout the winter here on CCX as well. Again, your final in the championship, it's Edina 6, Wayzata 2. For Dan Ficken, John Jacobson, and all of our CCX crew, I'm Jay Wilcox. Good night from Plymouth Ice Center.